Okay, this video is entitled 7 Things I Still Don't Understand About Thailand. Number 1, driving, tailgaters, people that you don't use their left or right turn signals, people that when making a left turn are in the middle lane, there's a lane on the left of them and yet they turn to the left across the first lane. All of those things, I mean, it's just, I still haven't come to grips with it. Yesterday we almost crashed because this guy didn't use his turn signal. So it happens often, it happens every single day. You just have to get used to it or it'll drive you crazy. Number 2, waitresses that don't listen. Especially when you've been going to the same restaurant for some time, weeks or months or whatever, and they start to remember like what you like. Once they do that, it's almost impossible for you to change. It'll happen sometimes, you can do it. Most of the time they're going to get it wrong. They're going to give you the same thing that you always got because they just get stuck in their head and they don't change. Like if you give them something different, it just doesn't register. I don't know, they don't remember and they just bring you the same thing. So you can either get upset about it or just accept it as that's the way it is. But I still don't understand. Number 3, what I don't understand is buses keep flipping over. You know, again, it's driving, but buses, you know, the person that drives the bus is supposed to be a professional, right? I mean, you're in charge of like 50 other lives, maybe 70 people on the bus, and yet you're driving like a maniac. You know, it's bus drivers, it's white van drivers, taxi drivers, motorbike taxi drivers. Tuk-tuk drivers can't really go fast enough to be so dangerous, but in Bangkok they can, and I had a number of tuk-tuk taxis that were just out of control. I mean, I can't believe we didn't roll that tuk-tuk. I mean, we're going down a hill fast, and then we had to do like a hard left. I was sure we were gonna roll it. I was holding on for my life. But yeah, just people who are in charge of other people's lives. I mean, we count on bus drivers and everything for our lives, right? They don't seem to take it seriously. Number 4 thing I don't understand about Thailand is wildlife exploitation. So there's a lot of this. It happens all over. Pangolins, slow lorises, taken for the pet trade. Pangolins for the skin. They have keratin scales, which apparently is something. I think rhinoceros have the same in their horn, right, as keratin. I think we have it in our fingernails, but apparently Chinese will pay ungodly amounts of money for it, and other places as well. But there's just no real, there's no real common concern about it here in Thailand. That's what bothers me. There's no uproar. There's traps in the forest right now to trap slow lorises with drugs, with bananas that are drugged, and people aren't, you know, people don't care. Even on private property, people will let other Thais come onto their private property to trap things and to shoot things out of the trees, like civets or something. It's, I don't know, there's no care about wildlife at all. You can see it because you don't see Thais in the forest. You don't see Thai biologists much. I haven't seen many at all. There's some in Bangkok for snakes at the snake farm. They're scattered about a little bit, but there's no real jobs for them probably, so there's no real drive for them to get into it. Number 5, what I don't understand is bad coffee. I've been looking for decent coffee in the country for forever, since I got here, for 13 years. And to me, like, decent coffee is, Starbucks can be good if it's strong. I like really strong. I don't know, how do you explain what you like in coffee, right? But some Starbucks that's real strong, like a real strong latte. I get like 2 extra shots in my latte. Should be a minimum of 3 shots in there. If it's a big one, then I'll get like four shots total. But that's how I like my coffee, like super strong like that. Can have milk or not, doesn't matter to me. But just real strong, doesn't taste burnt, and doesn't taste weak most of all. It could even be burnt as long as it doesn't taste weak, right? Just can't stand that. I'll have tea if I want to have weak coffee, you know? So it's very hard to find. I mean, Starbucks is a chain, right? It should be the exact same in Hawaii as it is here. It isn't, I can assure you. It's, at least at the Starbucks I've ever had, it's not the same. Starbucks in Malaysia, it's the same. I had it a couple different places in Malaysia. I've probably had it 5 different places. Every time I did, it tastes the same as it does in the States. Why is it different in Thailand? I don't understand. What happened? There's something different, and I have no idea what it is, but it's weak, it doesn't taste right. Occasionally I get it right in Thailand, and where did I have it right recently? I can't remember which Starbucks I was at, where I was at in the country, but it was okay. Oh, it was in Ubon actually, Ubon Ratchathani. I think it was a new Starbucks, and maybe they're following exactly the procedure, and it tasted great. There's also, every now and then I'll find a coffee place here that I like. Here in Krabi, there's one called Easy Cafe. Down on the river, it tastes great. They're Americano. Not quite as strong as I want, but it's pretty good. I can't really complain too much. Number 6 thing that I don't really understand about Thailand is random restaurant store hours. So they don't just close on a Sunday, but they'll just choose one day of the week. And so, you know, though we eat at like 10 or 12 restaurants, we have to try to keep track in our heads, which day are they closed? Because we end up going to a place and it's closed, and it's like, oh, come on. Especially Wednesdays, Sundays, Mondays. It's impossible to keep them straight. I started to put them on my calendar in Google just to try to keep it straight, right? Because it's important. You don't want to waste time going to a restaurant and then it's closed. You go to another one, it's closed also. You go to another one, maybe it's closed. It's like, holy crap, man. It would just be nice to have like Sunday or Wednesday, and then, you know. Anyway, they choose at random. It's usually the same day off every time, but not always. I mean, there's this Pad See Ew place that we like to go that is just closed at complete random whenever and it might be closed one day, it might be closed 2 days. So you never know. So they must wonder, why aren't we doing a better business? It's because nobody knows when you're open. Anyway, it drives me crazy. Number 7 thing I don't understand about Thailand is, why is the beer so bad? If it's made here in the country, all you have to do is refrigerate it in a truck, drive it to the next location, to 7-Eleven, drop it in the fridge, should be good. Should be good for, you know, months. No, what they do is they make it here, and I guess there's no, don't they understand? You have to chill beer. You can't let direct sunlight hit it. So I see beer trucks all the time, like no refrigeration at all, driving. I mean, there's beer in the open, hitting, you know, getting hit by the sun. There's just no. So the beer here sucks. All the imported beer, same thing. It's not like they're going to chill the imported beer when it comes through. They don't care. So beer Lao, every now and then you'll get a good one, you know, like it's decent. It must have come through on a cloudy, cool day, right? It's just, if you get lucky, you'll get some decent beer, but not usually. I'm really having trouble finding great beer. In Beer Lao, right next to the factory, basically, in Vientiane, I had great beer Lao a number of times. Savannah Cat, I had it a couple times, was good, was really good. And number 8, I don't have. I was going to keep going, but like here's some other things: dual pricing, safety standards. I mean, I could complain about everything. Anyway, so those are basically the 7 things that I don't understand about Thailand. I am sure that you have some also. Please leave them in the comments. Please subscribe. My channel's dying over here. I have like 40 million views, but recently I get like 150 people looking at a video. YouTube's not giving me any love at the moment, and I need it. So I'm on this kick where I release videos 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week, maybe even more sometimes. Some weeks I did release more. And hopefully eventually YouTube kicks in and starts giving me some respect over here. All right, thanks for watching, and subscribe, and cheers.